The hallway buzzed with laughter, backpacks rustled, sneakers squeaked on polished tiles, and then a sharp smack silenced it all. Emily dropped her books. The slap across her face echoed louder than the chatter ever did. She stood frozen. Her cheek burned, not just with pain, but with 1,000 memories she had tried to bury. The tall boy who hit her, Jason, the school's favorite athlete, stood over her, sneering. His friends laughed, nudging each other like this was just another Wednesday joke. Emily slowly bent down, collecting her books, the same way she had done all year long, pretending the world couldn't see her breaking. But today, something cracked. Emily Brooks had always been the quiet girl. The one who sat in the back, never raised her hand, always wore long sleeves even in spring, and never made eye contact. She wasn't weak, just invisible. Or so she wanted to be. She transferred to Riverdale High in the middle of sophomore year after her father passed away in a factory accident. The grief hit her family hard, her mother became withdrawn, her little brother stopped talking, and Emily, she just stopped being seen. Life became about survival, about keeping her head down and getting through each day. But schools are brutal places when you're different, when you don't laugh loud enough, dress cool enough, or fight back when shoved. It started with whispers, then it became tripping in the halls, gum in her locker, cruel notes on her desk. Jason, the star basketball player, led most of it. Everyone adored him, teachers, coaches, even the principal. But Emily saw his cruelty behind the charm. He picked her because she wouldn't fight back. Because she never said a word. Until today. As Jason turned to walk away, laughing with his friends after slapping her, Emily didn't pick up her books this time. She stood up. Her eyes, usually downcast, locked onto Jason's back. Something shifted inside her, not rage, not revenge, but a rising flood of clarity. She was done being silent. "Jason," she said, her voice calm but sharp like broken glass. He turned, surprised she had spoken. "What? You gonna cry again?" His friends laughed. Emily stepped forward. "No. I'm done crying." Jason smirked and reached out to shove her again. Big mistake. With the precision of someone who'd trained for years, because she had, Emily grabbed his wrist mid-air, twisted her body, and in a split second, flipped him over her hip. He landed hard. A loud crack followed as his arm hit the floor at an unnatural angle. The hallway went dead silent. Jason screamed. A teacher came rushing from the nearby classroom, gasping at the scene. Emily stepped back, breathing heavy, eyes wide but calm. She didn't run. She didn't cry. She just waited. The aftermath was chaos. An ambulance arrived. Jason's elbow was fractured. Rumors spread like wildfire. Some claimed she was a ninja, others said she had a black belt, and a few called her a psycho. The principal called her mother. Suspension was on the table. But something unexpected happened. The security cameras told the truth. The footage showed the slap. The mockery. The bullying. Emily's restraint before the self-defense. A student posted it online, and within hours, it went viral. Emily wasn't the villain anymore. She was a hero. A week later, Emily sat outside the counselor's office, waiting. She wasn't sure what would happen next. She wasn't used to people looking at her with anything other than pity or disgust. But now, students whispered with admiration. One even asked her to teach them how to do that throw. The door opened. Mrs. Reynolds, the school counselor, smiled warmly. "Emily, come in." Inside, Emily sat down. "Am I in trouble?" "No," Mrs. Reynolds said gently. "But I want to know more about you. That was incredible what you did. But it wasn't just instinct. You've trained before?" Emily nodded. My dad taught me judo. Since I was 7. I stopped after he died. Mrs. Reynolds paused. Would you ever consider starting again? Maybe, even teaching others? Emily blinked. Teach? Yes. I think a lot of students could benefit. Not just to defend themselves, but to feel stronger inside. It was the first time Emily saw herself as something more than just a victim. Weeks passed. Jason was expelled after multiple testimonies confirmed his long history of bullying. A school-wide anti-bullying initiative was launched, and surprisingly, Emily was asked to lead it. At first, she hesitated. But then she remembered that moment, standing in that hallway, the silence after the fall, and she said yes. She began teaching a small self-defense class in the gym after school. It started with 5 students. Then 10. Then 20. Kids who had once avoided her now listened, respected her, learned from her. But what mattered most wasn't that she could fight, it was that she had found her voice. One evening after class, a girl named Mia stayed behind. She had bruises on her arms, the kind Emily used to hide. Thank you, Mia whispered. You made me feel safe. Emily smiled, tears stinging her eyes. You are safe. And you're stronger than you think. Final message. Emily's story wasn't about violence. It was about power, the quiet kind that rises when you refuse to be broken. She didn't just defend herself from a bully. She broke the silence that bound her. And in doing so, she lit a spark in others who had been too afraid to stand tall. Because sometimes, the quiet ones have the loudest roar. And when they rise, they change everything.